What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Stardust here. Welcome back to another video here on the YouTube channel, and today I am talking about Marvel's Avengers versus Gotham Knights. Now, people on social media for the last couple of days have seen this clip that I'm showing on screen right now of Gotham Knights and instantly assumed this game is going to be like Marvel's Avengers. So I figured with the information we have on Gotham Knights and my extended knowledge on Marvel's Avengers, I compare the two the best I possibly can and see the result. But first, a little bit of information on Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights is an upcoming action role-playing game developed by Warner Bros. Games Montreal and published by Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment. It is set to be released in 2022 for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One and Xbox Series XS. Based on the DC Comics character Batman and his supporting cast, the game's story takes place in a period of decline for Gotham City, after Batman's apparent death. Players take control of the Dark Knight's former partners, Nightwing, Batgirl, Robin and Red Hood, how have gone their separate ways, but must work together once more to restore justice to Gotham City and prevent it from descending into chaos. At some point during the game, the heroes will come into conflict with the Court of Owls, a secret criminal society that is as old as Gotham itself, and a legion of brainwashed assassins called Talons, while also investigating Batman's death. If you didn't notice there, I never mentioned live service game once, because unlike Marvel's Avengers, this actually isn't one. A quote I found to back this up says Gotham Knights is not a live service game and can be played offline. You can play the entire thing solo and there won't be level gating either. This is very much not designed as a games as a service, producer Fleur Marty told IGN. Gotham Knights is still going to have leveling elements to it though, but it'll be more RPG based than a looter live service as we know Marvel's Avengers to be. So now that we know the type of game Gotham Knights is going to be compared to Marvel's Avengers, let's look over a few things. Currently we know Gotham Knights will host the Court of Owls and Mr. Freeze as some villains we are going to be seeing within the game. This is actually less villains than what was announced for Marvel's Avengers before launch, so I'm curious to see the team announce a few more faces, as I do believe that due to this game not being a live service game, you need a lot more villains in a game that's able to add them later on. Now on to the combat. Combat plays a massive part in Marvel's Avengers and is genuinely one of the best parts of the game, but if there's one criticism that many people have is that the feeling of being on a team is usually quite low, and for the most part you're just dominating the battlefield on your own. Whereas with Gotham Knights, in a recent interview with Games Radar, Gotham Knights executive producer Fleur Marty has revealed that the combat system for its upcoming Batman game, Gotham Knights, has been designed with two-player co-op in mind. According to Marty, players should expect something slightly different to Warner Bros. Montreal's previous Batman game, Arkham Origins, explaining that they have entirely redesigned the combat system in order for it to work well in co-op. While Marty noted that Gotham Knights is still a brawler, and some of the mechanics won't feel totally alien for people who played and enjoyed the Arkham series, he added that it is different in many ways. Despite this focus on co-op, there will still be some flexibility in how Gotham Knights can be played. According to Marty, it will still be possible to play Gotham Knights entirely solo, and the co-op element is conveniently drop in and drop out, so you're not entirely dependent on another player. Further to that, story progression is shared between all the characters, so you can switch between heroes as you please, provided you're in the Belfry, and invite a friend to join you without the worry that they'll pick someone that is severely underpowered and you haven't played as at all yet. Even with that flexibility though, the idea and spirit of the team up is important to the overall game, as creative director Patrick Redding said the two-player dynamic fits the fantasy in the Gotham City setting. The duo or team up is such an essential feature of the universe that there is a literal shorthand for it in the comics, in animation, in film and TV versions. It's so important in fact that it's affected the design of Gotham City itself, with Redding adding that Gotham City is a city of alleyways and rooftops, so the footprint for gameplay needs to be compatible with that. Now, we haven't truly been able to play around with the combat ourselves yet, but if you're into the idea of perhaps leaning on team members a little more than perhaps Gotham Knights would be more for you, right? But if you like the idea of Hulk smashing and seeing a bunch of elements flying through the air, then Marvel's Avengers is probably going to get your seal of approval. But I personally really like the idea of it helping my teammates and doing more co-op moves in Gotham Knights, but I also like living out the power fantasy of wrecking things on my own in Marvel's Avengers. Now on to the last thing that we can truly discuss in today's video, and that's the fact that Gotham Knights features an open world of Gotham City with multiple areas to explore within the city, whereas Marvel's Avengers is more linear mission choice. Both are absolutely acceptable, but personally in a superhero game, I'd have to give it to Gotham Knights. Nothing would make me more excited than to boot up Marvel's Avengers and fly through an open city as Iron Man, rather than the close quarters versions we have currently with the Eastern Seaboard missions. If Gotham Knights is able to make its open world lively and entertaining, something I believe even Rocksteady struggled with in their titles, then we are in for a treat. Regardless, let me know your thoughts down below. I can't wait to be able to play Gotham Knights to give my official and final thoughts, and I will see you guys in a bit. Peace. Be sure to subscribe.